Today's video is sponsored by Raycon, a brand that I've talked a lot about on this channel, and for good reason. But did you know Raycon are celebrating their 6th anniversary this year? In that time, Raycon have made a name for themselves in the premium audio space, with products like the wireless everyday earbuds, a pair of slick and compact earbuds that sound clear and crisp. And Raycon certainly gave them the right name, because take it from me, when you start using them, they do quickly become an everyday essential. They're packed with a whole host of thoughtful features. A 32-hour battery life, multiple sound profiles, and a perfect in-ear fit for all-day wear and lasting comfort. They're so comfortable in fact, that I often fall asleep with them in my ears while watching my favourite horror movies before bed. Since they're Raycons, it goes without saying that the audio quality is top-notch too. But what I love most is that they're half the price of other premium audio brands on the market. No wonder they've racked up 78,000 5-star reviews. To celebrate their 6-year milestone, Raycon is throwing a huge anniversary sale. Personally, I'm super excited to take advantage of it and try out their everyday headphones, as well as the rest of their amazing range of products, like those in their new home tech and power tech ranges. Hurry to buyraycon.com/masquerade and use code BIRTHDAY to get 20 to 40% off site-wide. That's buyraycon.com/masquerade, or click my link in the description. On September 1st, 2016, 32-year-old Charlie Carver, who went by the name Charlie David on Facebook, made a surprising update to his page. That he and his 30-year-old girlfriend, Kayla Brown, had gotten married. Now normally such news would be cause for celebration, but in this case, it was cause for concern. And not just because the couple hadn't told any of their relatives that they were engaged. You see, several days prior to this post being made, both Charlie and Kayla had been reported missing. Their families had been unable to contact them for quite some time, and Kayla's much-loved dog had been left unattended inside her home to fend for itself. Over the coming days, Charlie continued to update his Facebook page, announcing that he and Kayla were buying a house and expecting a daughter. It goes without saying that friends and family members tried messaging Charlie, asking him where Kayla was and why neither of them were responding to calls or texts. Given the strange manner in which the account replied, it quickly became clear that the person behind the keyboard wasn't Charlie, but rather someone trying to impersonate him, all in an effort to persuade the couple's nearest and dearest that he and Kayla were alive and well. Where the hell is Kayla Brown?
Kayla is with her husband, Charlie.
Why can't she have any contact with us? And who is this?
She does not want to.
I don't believe that. I know Kayla. She's not just gonna run away from everyone. You or her should at least let someone know she's alive.
The people that needed to know that we are okay know that.
Charlie, where are you? Are you okay? Is this even really you?
Yes, I am fine.
Is this really you? It was obvious to everyone who knew Charlie that someone else was making use of his account. Not only were these strange replies completely out of character, but evidently some of them had been written in the third person. Eerily, whoever was operating the Facebook account seemed to be leaving unsettling and taunting clues about what they had done with the couple, including the final lyrics to Hotel California. Last thing I remember, I was running for the door. I had to find the passage back to the place I was before. Relax, said the Nightman. We are programmed to receive. You can check out any time you like, but you can never leave. Suspicion immediately fell upon Charlie's estranged wife, Nicole Carver. At the time the couple disappeared, Charlie and Nicole were in the process of divorcing. Not only did she have a motive for making her husband and his new partner vanish, but she possibly had access to his social media accounts too. When one of the couple's friends inquired about the strange Facebook updates, the account responded, "Well, I keep my nose clean and out of it. And how do you know my hubby?" Concerned, Kayla and Charlie's relatives brought these posts to the attention of the authorities. After 2 months of searching for the missing couple, detectives were able to trace where their cell phones had last been used. This led them to a 100-acre South Carolina property, owned by successful real estate broker and serial slayer Todd Kohlhepp, who some of you may know by a different moniker. The Amazon review killer. A man so depraved that he'd chain his victims up and then post reviews about the high security padlocks he had used on Amazon. One of his earlier reviews, posted in 2015, even referenced the same Eagles song. Now my locks have locks. Place is Hotel California now. In a review for a small shovel, he had written, "Keeping car for when you have to hide the bodies and you left the full-size shovel at home." In keeping with this modus operandi, law enforcement found Kayla Brown on Kohlhepp's property, chained up like a dog inside a shipping container. Worse for wear, but thankfully still alive. She had been locked inside the container for the entire 2 months that she had been missing, during which time she had been repeatedly SA'd. Her situation seemed to line up with another review which Kohlhepp had left on Amazon. Solid locks. Have 5 of them on a shipping container. Won't stop them, but sure will slow them down until they're too old to care. As for Kayla's boyfriend, Charlie, his remains were discovered nearby. His life had been taken shortly after he had gone missing, though not before Kohlhepp could extract his Facebook login information. Unable to imitate Charlie's written voice as it were, he instead tried impersonating his estranged wife, Nicole. If he couldn't convince Charlie's followers that he and Kayla were still alive, he could at least frame Nicole for their disappearances. It came to light that on the day they vanished, both Charlie and Kayla had gone to Kohlhepp's property to do some gardening work. Kayla had done some cleaning work for Kohlhepp's real estate business, so she didn't have any reason to be suspicious of his motives. We had walked inside and got hedge clippers, and then walked back outside, Kayla later recalled. When Todd came back out, he had a gun in his hand. He fired 3 shots into Charlie's chest. He wrapped him up in a blue tarp, put him in the bucket of the tractor, locked me down here. I never saw Charlie again. Later, Kohlhepp led Kayla to an area full of pre-dug holes and told her, "If you ever try to escape, Kayla, you're going straight into one of those holes." Unfortunately, Charlie and Kayla hadn't been Kohlhepp's only victims. Further excavation of Kohlhepp's property led to the discovery of 2 more bodies, those of missing husband and wife Johnny Coxey and Megan McCraw Coxey. Kohlhepp has since been convicted of 7 slayings, which he committed between 2003 and 2016. This included a quadruple homicide in which he claimed 4 lives inside a motorcycle shop. On November 6, 2003, he walked into Chesney's Superbike Motorsports and mowed down the store's owner, Scott Ponder, service manager Brian Lucas, mechanic Chris Sherbert, and bookkeeper Beverly Guy. According to Kohlhepp's own mother, he had attempted to return a motorcycle there, but the employees laughed at his request for a refund, and as such, he decided to exact his own twisted brand of revenge. He's currently serving 7 consecutive life sentences, without the possibility of parole. These days, it feels like a growing number of people are living their entire lives through social media, recording and sharing virtually every aspect of their existence, hungry for likes, shares, views, and ultimately, approval. In most cases, the activities being recorded are harmless, but the trouble starts when people begin to forego their own safety in the pursuit of content. It was July 11th, 2017. The location? The Los Lazos Ranch in Mariscal Estegaribia, Paraguay. 2 sisters named Litha and Norma Ortiz Diaz, 19 and 16, sat atop a moving tractor, right up front where the loader is. They broadcast this experience live on Facebook for both their friends and strangers to see. Now, riding on top of a tractor is obviously not safe to do under the best of conditions, but even less so when distracted, performing to a camera. The pair seemed oblivious to the risks though, and were in high spirits as they filmed themselves rumbling along a dirt track, laughing and posing the entire time, unaware they were actually recording their final 30 seconds alive. As can be seen in the full recording, one of the sisters lost her balance and slipped from the loader. The other made a valiant attempt to prevent her sibling from falling, but in the process was dragged off with her. Both young women tumbled from the tractor, and the driver was unable to stop in time. Norma and Lydia were crushed under the weight of the massive vehicle rolling over them. Norma dropped the phone as she fell, so although the moment of impact wasn't actually captured on video, those watching live were able to hear the stomach-churning sounds of the farming machine rolling over them. The only people who actually saw what happened were these two individuals inside the tractor itself. It remains unclear whether these people were related to the Ortiz-Diaz sisters or not, because, as far as I can tell, their identities haven't been revealed to the public. Regrettably, these types of incidents are more common than people realize. Some individuals take extreme risks to make live or pre-recorded content for their social media followers, such as climbing cell phone towers for the ultimate selfie, shooting their partner in the chest with a deagle as he holds up a thick encyclopedia for protection, or, as Moist Critical covered in a recent video, eating tapeworms out of a fish, all of this in the pursuit of internet notoriety. Hopefully this video, and the countless others like it, serve as a cautionary tale that selfies and viral videos aren't worth dying for. Take a look at this image. There's nothing unusual about it. Just two good friends posing for a selfie, right? Well, for one of them, it would prove to be the last photo they would ever appear in, alive. Brittany Gargle, 18, and Cheyenne Antoine, 21, had been the best of friends for 6 years. Cheyenne had grown up in a rough household and had gotten involved with a bad group of friends, but Brittany had helped to lift her up and keep her on the straight and narrow. By all accounts, they were thick as thieves, your typical young, fun-loving femmes with happy-go-lucky attitudes. On the evening of March 24th, 2015, the pair decided to go on a big night out in their home city of Saskatoon, Canada. Before setting off though, they took this picture together and uploaded it to Cheyenne's Facebook page. From there, they hopped around a few bars in a haze before eventually heading their separate ways in the early hours. 6 hours after this photo had been posted to Facebook though, the local authorities received a disturbing call. The lifeless body of a young female had been found in a ditch by the side of Valley Road on the southern outskirts of Saskatoon. A thick red mark around her throat indicated that she had been strangled. Resting beside her remains was the item used to snuff her out, a wide, webbed black belt with a large buckle. Unsure of who the victim was, detectives released details about 2 star tattoos on her hand and a lion-shaped tattoo on her shoulder. Shortly thereafter, they received a call from Cheyenne Antoine. Based on the tattoo descriptions, she feared they had just found her best friend, Brittany Gargle. She was right. When asked about what happened during their big night out, Cheyenne told detectives that she and Brittany had been bar hopping most of the night and had finally ended up at a place called the Colonial Pub and Grill. Her memory was, of course, hazy, but Cheyenne recalled seeing Brittany leave at around 4 AM with an unknown male. Initially, that story seemed to check out. Cheyenne was clearly in a distressed state, no doubt because she had just learned about her bestie's demise. Several hours after Brittany had been slain, but before she had been found, a concerned Cheyenne had also left a post on her Facebook wall, asking, "Where are you? Haven't heard from you. Hope you made it home safe." But before long, investigators realized that Cheyenne's story had one gaping hole in it. Security cameras at the bar proved that neither she nor Brittany had visited the Colonial Pub and Grill that night. And that's when they re-examined Cheyenne's Facebook page and took a closer look at this final selfie that the pair had taken together just 6 hours before Brittany's untimely end. One eagle-eyed detective noticed a key detail. That belt that Cheyenne was wearing. It was identical to the one found resting beside Brittany's body. Despite that damning piece of evidence, it would take another 2 years for the authorities to arrest Cheyenne. She spent those next 24 months lying to them and leading them on a calculated goose chase. This included getting her uncle involved and telling him to play along with her new version of events. That on the fateful night Brittany perished, the two girls had actually gone to a motel with 2 unidentified black males. A fight broke out, and one of them ended up slaying Brittany. The men then forced Cheyenne to help dispose of her along Valley Road and told her to keep quiet or else. But that story would prove to be yet another fabrication, and no such men existed. The investigation finally came to an end when a key witness, one of Cheyenne's other friends, approached Brittany's parents with some crucial information. On the actual night of the incident, a drunk Cheyenne had come to the witness's home at around 4 or 5 AM, in her words, acting hysterically. Cheyenne told the witness that she and Brittany had gotten into an argument, during which she had struck her and rendered her unconscious. The witness took a look inside Cheyenne's vehicle outside and noticed an unconscious woman slumped on the back seats. It was unclear whether she was breathing or not. Despite initially being too shaken to tell anyone what had happened, the witness's conscience later got the better of her, and she ended up spilling the beans. When told that she was being charged, Cheyenne stated that she didn't remember taking Brittany's life, or even what they had been arguing about at the time, but didn't actually deny that she was responsible. "She knows the family would like an explanation, a reason," said Cheyenne's lawyer, Lisa Watson. "But unfortunately, she can't provide that." As for Cheyenne herself, she later pled guilty to the lesser charge of manslaughter, professing to the court, "I'll never forgive myself. Nothing I say or do will ever bring her back. I am very, very sorry. It shouldn't have ever happened." Because she eventually admitted to killing Brittany, and apparently appeared remorseful during her trial, Cheyenne was sentenced to just 7 years behind bars. She'll be released at some point in 2024. A huge thank you to all of my supporters here on YouTube and over on Patreon, especially my biggest supporters: George Lopez, Holly Lyons, Smiling Jack, Matt Fennell, Hamish K, Ellen Dolloff, Itai Alon, Nefas 1988, Lydia Ciummo, Asiamina, Azrael Warakai, Chief Cochuaque, Colin Monsma, Connor Louthan, Wewzow, Farewelltattoosjaxfl, Gina Valera, Hamish, Biluck, Infamous-senpapi, Monica Mendoza, Peter Lulgjuraj, Ruth V. Kashindi, and TnSMOM. Thank you so much for your continued support. Until next time. The devil's in the detail.
Yes, it's me.